Cubs win! Cubs win! Just kidding. It's just a spring training game. But share, like, subscribe, and tune in for the next few minutes on a few key moments of today's preseason spring training game. Only on the Cubs Ivy. Hey Cubs fans, Brad Savage. Thanks for tuning in to the Cubs Ivy. Cubs beat the Dodgers 12-4 today. First spring season training game of 2025. Didn't feature many of the Cubs starters or projected starters for 2025. We'll get to that in a minute. But, scoring 12 runs is fun. Watching hits is fun. Even from a bunch of people and names that we may not know well and may not see again for another year or 2, 3, 4, or ever at all. But fun to watch either way. Season got kick-started today. A few things about the game that I wanted to cover and I noticed. I'm sure a lot of you watched. It's always fun when Cubs win and score runs, but in the grand scheme of things, spring training doesn't matter. That's all it is it's practice and warm-ups and getting everybody in the best health and best shape and ramped up, especially pitchers ramped up for that first game of the season. And the Cubs, the Cubs have one on March 18th out in Japan against the Dodgers, and so they've got less than a month to prepare and get everybody prepped for that. So a couple things wanted to talk about for today's game, just a couple highlights that I happened to notice. But one was Cody Poteet. Cody Poteet actually started the game today, and I'm sure most of you know that's the pitcher we got in the trade for from the Yankees for Cody Bellinger. And cool to see him get the start. He did okay. I feel like he missed quite a few spots if you kind of look closely. Catcher lining up outside, might have missed inside, and sometimes got a strike call anyway. But I think the highlight of his outing today, I think he threw something like 20 to 30 pitches. The highlight of his outing today, 40 pitches, and the highlight of his outing today was the at-bat against Max Muncy. And yeah, he struck him out. I'm not sure how many pitches it was, but it was a backwards K, got Max Muncy looking. But the most interesting part of the at-bat was the fact that Poteet was the first MLB player to use the ABS system. So the ABS stands for, oh man, what does it stand for? The Automated Ball Strike Challenge System. So they've been using this in the minors now for, I don't know how long they've been using it, but it's been there for a minute. And so they brought it up to the spring training to try it out for Major League Baseball. So a lot of the minor league players that are playing in the preseason will have already kind of gotten used to it, while the players that have already been in the MLB, not while the system's been active in the minors, are kind of just getting cranking and feeling out. Basically, what the ABS system does, let me get my notes up here to make sure I got it right. It's obviously where the teams can challenge balls or strikes. So the only people that can challenge are the the batter, catcher, and pitcher. And each team only gets 2 challenges. If you win a challenge, then you don't lose a challenge. You keep your 2 challenges. And the way the pitcher or the batter or catcher challenges immediately after the pitch, they got to tap their head, and that signals to the umpire, as long as the umpire approves. I know situations where they can hold off or not approve, especially if somebody's yelling, a position player or coach is yelling at a pitcher to indicate to challenge. They could deny the challenge, but they tap their head. It goes automatically. Umpire turns around, approves the challenge. They look at the ABS system, which shows up actually on the screen in the stands, and apparently that's the way it'll be from now on, so everybody can see it. and it automatically says, was it a ball or a strike? And the fantastic thing about Poteet using it was 0-1 already on Max Muncy. Poteet threw a ball kind of, the guy was lined, I'm pretty sure the catcher was lined up outside. It moved inside. Muncy let it go. Umpire called a ball immediately. Poteet tapped his head. And by the way, this is only the bottom of the second inning. So I mean, literally the second inning of preseason baseball, and we've already seen the ABS system used, was fantastic. And the best part is, Poteet was right. It was the ABS system came up, showed it was in the strike zone. I think it got 3/4 of the ball in the strike zone, something along those lines. And 0-2, and then Max Muncy, I can't remember if it was a ball, foul ball, whatever, but third pitch got him, or third strike got him looking and sat him down. Otherwise, Poteet was okay, in my opinion, but it was fantastic getting to see the ABS system in use. Am I a fan of it? We'll see. It's going to be interesting when they start using it and the strategy behind it, because obviously if base is loaded, full count, there's a close pitch, whether it's a ball or a strike, depending on the offense or defense. It'll be interesting in those situations when they save it for that, just to do the challenge to see if they can, steal a strikeout or steal a walk or whatever the situation is, and how teams kind of strategically use it, and if they allow players to freely do it at their own will, or if they kind of try and limit it to only specific strategic situations. So that'll be interesting to follow. It's only game one, so we'll see the rest of the spring training season. A lot more metrics, I'm sure, that will come out. Other couple things, Alcantara, Workman, Bush, some names we've known or trying to get to know as far as Workman goes, all got 2 hits. Bush, man, one scary thing in the third inning, Bobby Miller was pitching. It was only like his 11th or 12th pitch, and he took 106 mile an hour off of Michael Bush's bat, right off the forehead. Looked bad. Apparently he's in concussion protocol currently, and they're monitoring him. I think he's one of the guys that actually is fighting for potential, like they had some high hopes of him making the 5-man rotation at some point, whether it's, I don't know if it's to start the season, but like throughout the season. So hopefully Bobby Miller is okay, but it was quality, regardless of that, it was quality to see Mike Bush barrel up a few. He got a single to left center and line drive unfortunately off the forehead, and Alcantara hit a couple fastballs, Workman hit a couple fastballs. So they're professionals. They're supposed to be able to hit fastballs that are mistakes. They did, but it was good to see that. I think those were the 3 guys who got 2 hits throughout the game, but good to see that. And so tomorrow is the second game of the series, and I think Gosselin and Wicks are starting. Wicks for the Cubs, obviously, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And some of the cool things that'll be interesting to see for tomorrow is, obviously, those 2 pitchers, they'll be on some sort of pitch count limitation. But it'll be interesting to see how many pitchers they go through. Today, I believe, combined, if my numbers were correct, look at the box score, 55 players. That's crazy. 55 players in one game between both teams. And a ton of those were pitchers, and a ton of those were position players. So we're probably going to see that again tomorrow, I imagine. Hopefully we see a couple more starters, from the Cubs perspective, swing the bat, and maybe some roster guys get on the mound too. But it'll be interesting to see if they can get to that 55 again, because obviously as the weeks go by, that number will dwindle, because they're going to want to get their main guys. All teams are going to want their main guys, like 2-3 at bats in a game. They might stretch a pitcher out a couple more innings, 2, 3, 4 innings max. But they're going to want to, as it gets closer to games, they're going to want to get guys warmed up and seeing more live pitching as far as the batter's concerned, and maybe stretching the arm out a little more as far as the pitcher goes. But that'll be cool. That'll be cool to see. So tune in tomorrow to the Cubs. Should be just fun to keep watching. That's it for now. If you guys don't mind, please subscribe, like the video, make a comment. What do you guys think of how the game went today? What players were you kind of focused on? And We'll post another video here pretty soon on Cubs Ivy. Appreciate you listening. Go Cubs.